Hey everyone, sorry this is a little late. I tried to do my video earlier when I was feeding Zeke dinner and Hannah was eating dinner, but like Hannah does, she likes to take the show and was kind of screaming every time I tried to talk instead of putting it on her, and she thought it was really funny. So, sorry for not having all that entertainment. It's just me. And I just got home from doing a clothing exchange. I had never heard of that before. It's kind of like a cookie exchange, except for you and your friends. You like choose your friends that are like the same size that you are, and you get together and you bring your clothes um, that don't fit or don't fit right or whatever. Some like nice clothes that you want to pass, that you want to give away. And you lay all your clothes out kind of like a garage sale type thing, and you all just like go through each other's clothes and bring home whatever you love. Um, that was so cool. Like I have so many more clothes now that I like that fit me now and look cute, and some clothes like to work myself into in a little bit. So it was really fun. So my update on my weight loss, I weighed in on Monday and I lost 3 pounds this last week. So my total for May is 15 pounds. So thanks to doing the 30-day shred with Jillian Michaels and starting Weight Watchers, my first month, 15 pounds. So that just totally, like, I've just been floating on air since finding that out. But then on my notice, Weight Watchers gave me a little notice on Monday when I weighed in telling me to slow down on my weight loss. And I think what did it for the 3 pounds was like I've been trying to figure out like how do these points work? Like I don't know how many points different foods are, and so I wasn't eating a lot for breakfast and I wasn't eating a lot for lunch. And then come dinner time, I'd have a lot of points, and even after dinner, I'd have still a ton more points to use and try to eat before I went to bed, just so I wasn't eating too few foods for my day. So I started eating more. I started eating larger breakfasts and lunches, and then whatever points I had left over for dinner, like that's what I would just have. And maybe I would have a point for a treat, maybe not. Um, and I lost 3 pounds during that, so that was really exciting. Um, so then Monday with Weight Watchers telling me I need to eat more. With Memorial Day, I enjoyed some chips. I think I may have had like one, like half a handful or something. But then on Tuesday, we had a bag of chips in the house, and I ate some of those too. I recorded the points, um, and they totally were not worth it. Like, I loved eating the crunch and the saltiness, but it didn't fill me up, and it wasn't nutritional. And although it tasted good, it wasn't worth it. So we'll see how this goes the rest of the week, and I don't know how my weight loss is gonna go on this next Monday, but hopefully it'll still lose something and not gain anything would be great. So my Bible study yesterday was really good. We finished up the story of Joshua and his brothers, and we started looking at other scriptures as to why we need to forgive and how we forgive and what happens when we don't forgive. And the biggest thing that stuck out to me was Jesus' parable about the king and the slave, where the slave owed the king like a lifetime worth of money, and he pleaded with the king to please forgive his debt. And the king said, "Okay, I'll forgive your debt, and you go and do likewise to others." And then the slave turned around, and a fellow slave had owed him like a small amount of money, but the slave whose debt was forgiven had no mercy at all on his other slave and demanded his money. And the word got back to the king, and the king handed him over to the torturers. Um, so that was an example of how God has forgiven us for who even knows how many sins I've committed. But then we hang on for some reason when somebody does us wrong, and we kind of feel like we deserve the right to not forgive somebody, and we hang on to that. And then we looked at what the torturers means down at the end of the scripture, and we looked up verses in Matthew that talked about the different tortures. What could they be? And we read about how sometimes if you hang on to your anger, your bitterness, you're not forgiving somebody, you can have like physical ailments because you're so stressed and you're hanging on to something like migraines, or I don't know, just something like you get sick because you have all this negativity in you and you're not forgiving. Um, or what were the other things? Um, or you have this like you're paralyzed, like you can't do anything, which I think happened to me these last like 6 months. Like I felt like I can't go and I can't serve in a church. Like I need to be ministered to, and I do still think I do need to be ministered to right now. But I was just kind of paralyzed. I was in such a shock and bewilderment of what happened, um, that I wasn't going anywhere. I wasn't growing. I wasn't reading my scripture. I was just paralyzed. And so reading these scriptures, I was thinking, okay, if I had been open to forgive the people that I need to forgive right when things happened, man, my life would be so much better. I wouldn't have been paralyzed, and I would have been able to be growing these last 6 months. And yeah, so just opening my eyes. I love this Bible study for just opening my eyes to my faults in all of this. Like, yeah, we were wronged and it was miserable and it wasn't fun and it still hurts, but I'm the one that has to let that go. I'm the one that has to move on and trust God with the situation. I've realized this week that I thought that I've been trusting God with the situation and where He's going to take us and everything, but me trying to figure out what happened and mulling over what happened and just feeling like I have this right to be angry, like, that's totally wrong. And it's not what I need to be doing. I need to trust God to do this. And me hanging on to this unforgiveness is not trusting God with my life. So that's been really eye opening, and I'm really looking forward um, to the more that I have to learn. So by next Tuesday, I have to finish up the second week study and do week 3 before we meet again. So I'm excited that our leader assigned some homework for us so that I'll actually like dig in on my own and read more and see what I can find and what God shows me, and then come together and discuss it. So it's going good. And losing 15 pounds was awesome. I just talked to a friend tonight at the clothing exchange who's going to train with me to do to do a 10K in September. So something else to like get me going and get me excited and moving in this direction of losing weight. So yay, we'll see how it goes. I hope y'all have a great evening, and if any of you are starting weight loss or needing some encouragement or something, I'd love to hear about it, and or dealing with forgiveness or whatever. I'd love to hear the journey that you're going through too, so that'd be fun to hear. Have a good night.